Alright. So let's see if I can hopefully provide some useful commentary during this. People can come back and watch the VOD or whatever, if it goes well. Right. First, try and find quick or flash, just whichever one you see first, preferably quick. Sometimes, like, you know, you see flash right away, and quick is like the last stage you check, so you select flash. But if I select quick, I want to, before the screen transitions, try and get a quick look at where flash is, so I know where to go next. So I think it was up, like at 12 o'clock, so that's where I'm gonna go next. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Somehow I didn't get hit there. You want to actually jump off this, like do a little hop, because there might be a fan fiend right below you that could blow you back, and then you would die. So for that reason alone, it's worth doing a little hop, not a full one, because you'll die to the quick beam, but just enough to try and get some horizontal distance. And, you know, hopefully you can mash better than I can. It doesn't get easier as you get older. Quick's always the best stage to do first. You want to be like just past halfway to the right down that little corridor when you fall down. Because quick, it never really changes. It's mostly just these quick beams. You get it out of the way. It's a short stage. Weapons are like the least useful in this stage. Sorry, not weapons. Utilities. Items 1, 2, and 3. You're not going to get really any use out of any of them. Even like you shouldn't need Time Stopper. You know, if you're doing this competitively and you've just, you know, played a lot of Mega Man 2 and you just know the quick beams. It'll never change. Like, worst thing that could happen would be like there might be like black on black, and you won't be able to see them. I think that's happened to me before. I think that's sort of a new thing that can happen. There's not usually enemies in the second half of that corridor there. If you were going to use any item anywhere, you might use item 2 there. Maybe. Now, if you fight in Flash Man's room or Quick Man's room, if you fight like Bubble Man, you want to try to never jump high enough that you end up on his same vertical plane, because then he'll start to move. If you can just remain below his vertical plane, like tiny hops, and just hit him with your lemons, again, that's for Bubble Man, then he'll never move, and you can finish him very quickly. You know, another nice thing about doing quick first, you get an extra life and an E-Tank right at the start for free. Sometimes you need to use that E-Tank, but there's another chance for an E-Tank in Flash stage, and you want to kind of scan and see where you're going to go next. I didn't really get that good a look. I found where Metal Man is. The only time, like, you want to do quick and then Flash, ideally. If you do Flash and then quick, it's not the end of the world. There is, you know, you can benefit from item 2 a little bit at the end of this stage. If you really want to hunt for the wall weakness, that I don't recommend you do if you're trying to be fast, I do recommend you always just test Buster right there. Just quick turn and shoot to make sure that the Buster dings off it. So if it doesn't, then congratulations, you figure out the wall weakness for free. If you bonk your head before transition, you gain maximum velocity, or terminal velocity? Your maximum falling acceleration speed or whatever, full acceleration, if you bonk your head and then drop. So you can benefit from item 2 here. It's not always practical to even like try and waste your time making it across this thing, but it is another free E-Tank. So now I'm not really going to need to go to Metal quite so soon. It's best if you can put off going to Metal for a few more stages once you have item 2. Or item 1 if zips are allowed. But yeah, Metal, I go to, like if I use my E-Tank and I don't get like another one, if I have 0 E-Tanks, I'll go to Metal. I'll probably get both the E-Tanks in that case, especially if I have a utility. So if you turn and shoot between each lemon, the reason I do that is because that's a good way to find the timing. Okay, so I'll do, I think, Wood next. Wood or Bubble? Bubble, because I saw it first. And Wood's at 3 o'clock. It's great if you can have item 2 here, because there's a couple of good uses for it, particularly right here if you've got it. And one thing you want to do, that I strongly recommend people do, keep a pad of paper and a pen right by you. In between stages, you don't have much time, but you can write down really quick, like, you know, hints to yourself for any weaknesses you found, if you found the wall weakness, and also taking note of any items you've picked up. If you get item 1, 2, or 3, I like to write that down. I'm not playing with a pad and pen right now, because I'm just kind of doing a little casual playthrough here. No zips allowed in the tournament this year, so I won't explain how to pause buffer across. But it would be faster to use item 1 if you have it. Unless you're really good at like spacing out the pause buffers. I know I probably do more than necessary just to play it safe. Alright, just give me the little... Alright, knock me down? I was hoping that he wouldn't. You want to try not to hit that. Here you can do like, you know, medium-sized jump. But, you know, just try and be careful. You can do that in one jump. Usually like 3 hits to kill one of those things. That wouldn't have helped me right there. Okay, so, do I have a weapon that'll make this easier? My Metal Blade, it takes like 5 hits to kill it. And I can only shoot 1 on screen at a time. So not ideal. Unless you're right next to him. Now since I still have it equipped, I might as well try it, right? It's not going to cost me anything. You really should, I think always, if you're at the 8th boss and he's not soft weak to Buster, meaning he's not taking 4 damage on, see, like that. That's soft weak. He's even weaker to the Buster than the weapon. So you usually want to test the Buster first. Unless you already have another weapon equipped, then you might not. But on your last enemy, if they're not soft weak to Buster, you should look for the weakness. If heat is not soft weak to Buster, you should look for the weakness, because that can be a very slow fight, if not. And I have item 2 now, I need to try and remember that. It's not going to help me that much in Wood Stage. Now for the mini-bosses here, the blue hot dog enemies, I think any weapon will kill it in 1 hit, except for air shooter, unless that's randomized. But generally speaking, I think that's... I know that one dinged for me recently. So yeah, like... If it's randomized, then yeah, I'm just wrong, but... You know, it's... You can do it fairly early, because you don't benefit a whole lot if you're not doing zips. A quick boomerang will kill it pretty quickly, usually. Let's see if I'm wrong. Even, like, Time Stopper, if that's all you got. Like, depending on the kind of Time Stopper you got, you might be able to skip, like, you know, at least one of these things, save a little bit of time. You really have to kind of... You're taking a gamble, though, because Time Stopper gets randomized in this hack. But any other weapon, just switch to any other weapon besides Buster. It'll take 10 hits with Buster on normals difficulty, which is actually easy difficulty. Which is what we always, unless otherwise specified, flag for the competitive races. Alright, this is doing a pretty good job for me. I'm seeing a lot of Buster Weak enemies. Oh! Wow. Ooh! Yeah, you want to jump right before you get hit there. No good reason to switch yet. It's not really consuming a lot of ammo. It's killing things. Once it starts dinging off of like the enemies I'm trying to kill, especially early on the screen where you know there'll be more of that enemy type, then you might want to think about switching to like a weapon or whatever, or Buster even. Now, actually, I could have used item 2 on that treetop screen. You can benefit from it there sometimes. Usually, you climb up 1, 2, 3, 4. You can kind of count how high up on the ladder you can climb before you can jump onto the item 2. Might as well just switch to Buster, because I gotta switch out of what I have anyway. And if it's soft weak, then yeah, that's what I want to use. Alright. So you can shoot through his shield if you're right up close to him, but not when his shield moves like that, without staying stationary. Still, I was able to defeat him before dying. I didn't need to use that E-Tank. Anytime you have less than 4, just pop an E-Tank if you've got it. Maybe not if it's at the start of a boss and you haven't hurt him much and you've wasted a lot of time using weapons or something. Anyway, let's go to metal next. We have item 2, so we're gonna benefit greatly from that here, very likely. You can benefit from it in all the remaining stages, really. Especially heat, of course. There's a very fun zip right here I could do if it was allowed, except I don't have item 1 either, I don't think, unless I wasn't paying attention. Little bullets from these little, from like just about any enemy. Shit, that wasn't, I could have done that better. There we go. They usually don't do a whole lot of damage, so they're great for damage boosting. Anytime an enemy shoots at you. That's gonna come at me? Wow, I'm surprised he didn't hit me. That was shocking, I might say. Alright, so trying to bonk your head until the last one. And then you want to try to bonk your head here. Not the most important thing, necessarily. Alright, jumps that don't quite touch the ceiling. deploy item 2 at the top up here. Kinda gotta have memorized which conveyors go forward, which ones don't. You can be just about all the way at the top. Just keep an eye out for things. Usually good to face left in case PP birds start spawning. I could have gone for that E-tank, but I'm doing pretty good on E-tanks right now. If you can menu faster than that, good for you. But you don't always remember exactly how many weapons you have until you get to Wileys, so kinda gotta be a little careful so you don't accidentally like pick Time Stopper like I always do and accidentally do one of those. Now if you fight Airman here, this is Flash, but yeah, if you fight Airman on the conveyor belts, don't jump, because like they'll the tornadoes will go slowly when there's a conveyor belt, I think, or something. All right, let's do Airman then. Because I'd like item 1 and item 3 for Crash. Definitely item 1. Item 2 is great for Crash. You know, it's doable. It's just, it could be, the situation could be better if I have a choice, like I say in the matter. This is one of the worst things that can happen. You might want to think about damage boosting. This is going to be a great candidate for the item 2, honestly. Just keep an eye out for anything at the top of the screen, like for example, like a presser, or a bat, or a Metroid. Metroids, to deal with those, you just kind of gotta jump to trigger their jump. Thanks so much for the plug. If you find any large weapon drops like that, consider refilling your item too. You can benefit from it on this screen, just about anywhere. Sometimes you don't want to use it on the previous screen, you want to save it to use here. I'm just going to use it right now, because I don't know what's over there. You know, just keep an eye on... you're always taking a gamble when you can't see what's in the clouds. Just, you know, be ready to, like, damage boost if you take a hit and, like, you know, try and control your landing. Always be ready for a shot man to, like, snipe you when you're trying to jump above a pit. Especially when you see them earlier in the screen. I'm a little bit concerned. I could have done that a little faster. But I like how my health looks. Thanks so much for the plug again. Again, no guarantees I'll be able to finish this seed now, but hopefully any commentary I provide can be useful to people in this year's tournament. Yeah, I mean, you just don't want to walk forward and shoot. Like, if they're weak to Buster, you just... You know, you don't usually want to check anything else. Sometimes you happen to find something else. I did crash, I should have done anything. Damn it. It's fine, though. You can benefit greatly from item 2 here, believe it or not. It's not the best stage for it. But remember, item 2, before it really gets going, just to plant and get a little extra vertical jump, doesn't really consume that much weapon energy in the grand scheme of things. These guys die pretty easily, so I'm just gonna switch to Buster and take them out. You might want to get your lemons on the screen, like, you know, so that they're there when they spawn, if you can. Okay. Oh, I have item 3. Okay, that's gonna be of use then. See, item 2 you can plant just like that. Just make sure you're far enough to the left to be able to plant it on the screen. Here, I mean, if you want to play it safe, you can wait for it, you know, to get a little bit of height and then plant it. I could have probably done that from a little lower. Here, I'm not going to take my chances. I'm going to try and have the enemies track me over this way. Crap, I can still jump on it from here. And then guess what? You have item 2, so use it. This doesn't always work out to your benefit. This time it greatly worked out to my benefit. Go far enough to the left that it doesn't, like, you know, get stuck in the wall and then therefore not spawn. I can drop another one right here. In fact, I will. That could have gone a little better, but at least I didn't waste a lot of weapon energy, right? I'll just kill this thing here, because it's going to slow me down. I'm not going to... I could... You know, if that fat fan wasn't there, I could have dropped another item 2 there. I could have gotten a little bit of vertical height there. Oh, shit. Okay, good. Now here I can switch to item 3. I'm not good at doing the thing where, like, you drop the item 3 and land right on it. So I can usually only get, like, 1 on this screen. I can often get 2 on the next one for some reason. Just drop it early. Sometimes if things are shooting at you, the timing's not going to be quite the same. You have enough item 3 to do it, like, even one more time here. Benefit a little bit from that. You can just pause and get rid of it at any time. Item 2, I could get up there if I wanted. I haven't died yet, so I don't really need that extra life. If you have a lot of item 2 for whatever reason, though, it's not always a bad idea to go up there, but, you know, it takes a little bit to get up there. So I don't really recommend it. I'm kind of trying to get away from that a little bit now. Alright, we got Crash, actually. Someone's jumping and shooting away. Can sort of give you what you want, but it might have been slowing me down. I don't really know for sure. Alright, actually, item 1 is great to have in Heat Stage. I'm glad it worked out this way, and I'll show you why. You want item 2 and item 1. If you're doing zipless, you don't want item 3, you want item 1 in Heat Stage. Let's see if I'm wrong. Usually good to get a few lemons on screen before you make that first jump. You don't know what's gonna be there or even there. Yeah, just get some lemons on the screen here. Okay, that went well. So you can bait it with a little hop there. I would suggest, actually, item 1, really. I'm starting to notice something here. I'll show you on the next screen. I've been using a lot of item 2, even in matches. But item 2, it takes a second to get going. Item 1, if you have it like right there, you just drop it right there. And guess what? You still got item 1, use it this whole screen. You want to wait for it? No problem. This is a rather fast-moving item 1, though. So, I'm gonna not use quite as many of them. If it's fast or slow, you might affect like how and when you want to use them. I don't really need any more. Just, you know, sometimes in case someone's about to shoot at me, I'll use one right there. Switch to item 2. I got full item 2, you guys. Once it really gets going all the way, you can do this and it won't make a difference. Sometimes you get the life, sometimes you don't, but guess what? I don't really need it. And if you have a tiny little one left, you can use it to hop over this enemy right here. I should have hopped off the item 2, but I didn't. You get the idea. It would be a good idea if he's not soft weak to Buster to try weapons. He's not, so let's try weapons. He's gonna be weak to something I've got. There. Bubble weak to bubble. Got it. See? That's how you do it. Hang on a second. Alright, some nice new music here. Let's hope this goes well. You can use item 1 or 2 or 3 here, I guess. I just, you know, I use 3. Because I usually get hit once. Usually you can, like, sort of salvage it. Item 2, this might not always work out to your benefit here. That was very lucky. For a bit, anyway. Now, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm actually going to E-tank it right now. Because, you know, those guys will hit you pretty hard, those tin cans. Using item 3 here, I don't need the life. I haven't died. You can corner jump, I mean, if you're used to it, I guess. And item 3 right there, actually. And right here again. You can do it on the next screen. Problem is, now I have to refill it to do that climb in, I could have dropped another one right there. In, Wile E 2. Switch to item 1 here. Use it like 2 or 3. Depending on how they work. Okay, so drop them from the ladder while you're hanging on it if they're fast. If they're slow, you can climb a bit higher. Okay, let's switch to just in the nick of time. Alright, I didn't really need to, but... And this season, now you can pause while weapons are on screen. You can disrupt the time stopper anytime. Now, it actually does make sense to gamble on page 2 when you're fighting the dragon. If it's weak to Crash, it'll often die like instantly if you aim it right. If it's not, then you gotta hunt around. It might be weak to Buster, you might waste a Crash Bomb. You don't have to protect him quite as much as you would in vanilla, though, so, you know, consider that. They can be a powerful and useful weapon. See? In this case, it's not. Oh, switch to metal next. Okay. And then the next thing I would try would just be Buster. You might have a better weakness than this, but yeah, this works. Okay, so now, since you use item 2 on that last screen, you have to refill it on this screen. And remember, to make the weapon refills spawn, you have to turn left. Except not anymore. I guess they fixed that. Yeah, you're gonna want to make sure that you play it safe with the item 2 here. Now, you're gonna pretty much always want to go this way. Even if you have like full E-tanks, it's still pretty fast to go this way. It is not fast to pick these up. I don't always do it, but I'm gonna do it today. I don't recommend doing this, but I need the item 3 anyway, so this time, whatever, I'm stopping for them. I do not recommend doing so. I don't need any of these, so I'm not going to waste time looking for the wall weakness. Hold upright during that transition, and you'll buffer a little hop to the right there. Go down, switch to leaf shield usually, it's the one right in the middle. If the things in the corridor die to it, then you're in luck. Alright, I need to fill stuff. Let's just... Whatever, almost there, right? Take a couple of hits. I got E-tank, I'll be fine. A little damage boost, maybe one more. Oh man. This is a bit rough. I'll probably use another E-tank. I don't normally do this or advise doing this. I'm gonna probably get that large health right down there. Like, I already used an E-tank in the last stage. I mean, let's... You always want to have, like, one E-tank for, what do you call it? Wily Machine. Now we're on page 2 again. Makes sense to start with a Metal Blade. Just because we're here. Might as well try Crash while you're here. It works. I can pause and get rid of it. Sometimes it doesn't disappear on its own, or you can't detonate it, so you just do that. Air Shooter's a good weakness here. Leaf Shield's, of course, very great. You can just, keep jumping without, like, moving left or right, and you can take out a bunch that way. Oh, but you know what? It consumes a lot of ammo, so we need to find something else. Better make sure it's not weak to Buster. Okay, it's not. Again, Air Shooter's great. Look at that. Look at it go. Even better. So yeah, I do recommend trying Leaf Shield fairly early. Hey, what's up, Rob? If you know the wall weaknesses, you can farm some, like an E-tank on the next screen. But I usually like to refill some weapons. I definitely have to do that now. My Crash Bomb, I mean, my god. That's getting all the weapon refills. So I'm gonna get both. Fall all the way to the left. Alright, grab that. I'm not gonna switch yet if I don't need to, but I really should, because this consumes a lot of weapon energy. Remember, you cannot pause while there's a splash on screen, unless they fix that. I think they did fix that. They did fix that. Okay. I see now. That's actually a major improvement. Normally you could not pause while that little splash effect was on the screen. It appears that has been fixed. So, better appreciate that. No need to jump here. Just fall right, and then, you know, just left. And trying to die like I did during the races yesterday. There's no lag, so you might fall a little faster than you're used to. So make sure you're focused. Hold left, and you can, you know, fall so you don't need to do that little extra drop there. Keep your terminal velocity all the way to the bottom. Always keep an eye out for those in the trees of Woodman stage. If you're in Woodman stage, look up in the trees. Make sure there's no pressers hanging up there. How you doing, Rob? I'm doing a tutorial on the Mega Man 2 Randomizer. I'm not too ashamed of it yet. Air Shooter is always a good weapon to try if this doesn't work. It's always good to know where the weapons are in the menu. You know, it's Buster, and then Heat, Air, Leaf, Bubble, Quick, and on the next page... I don't need to pick these up right now. Okay, you don't need to turn left, make them spawn. So I'm not gonna waste my time here, but you could refill your weapons if you had to like burn a lot on, you know, last couple bosses and you didn't go out of your way in Wily 3. Alright, now these next couple screens get a little bit more complicated in the randomizer now. Oh. I like item 1 here, actually. Yeah, if you can find the hole, you can just item 1 through it. And then, yeah, it's always gonna be like 2 of those blocks. It could be any 2. And use item 2 here if you can't see the individual tiles. If you can, it's the second one, and then every other tile. And then you'll never fall down, I think. I know I have managed to screw that up somehow. Now, why do I also like item 1? Because you can use it on the next 2 screens at least. Maybe 3. Just drop. You can just fall right on it, but I mean... Yeah, just one item 1's usually enough. Just wait a little bit using item 1. If you have a fast item 1, drop it low. If you have a slow item 1, drop it high. I expect they'll need a couple there. I've only got 2 left, so hopefully I can just... You can use item 1 from down there. If you have item 2, you use it. Sometimes you can't really. If an enemy's shooting at you, if you're fast enough, you can go right, and you can beat the platform. Pause buffer here to switch. Wait for it to hit the corner. That's your cue to jump. Walk a couple steps, jump again. You want to kind of aim for like right around the center of the corner there. That's pretty safe. Right, that's not very fortunate placement, but randomizer do be like that. Just damage boost from the little grapefruit. Alright, I could charge the charge heat right now, but I'm not going to because if you charge heat through the door, then it'll hit the thing. You'll see if it's weak to it or not. But then you want to check leaf shield. You want to check metal blade. And check on the boo beam and the wall. I'm on page 2. I might as well try the crash bombs. I know they're very slow, but they work. That's what I need. So let's do it then. All right, nice. That was a 2-fer. That's very lucky. I just gotta get this one more right here. Holy crap! And that crash bomb consumes a lot of ammo. The boo beam will never be weak to the same weapon as the walls. If I would have found the wall weaknesses earlier, I would have checked. Yeah, this one. Okay, it's quick boomerang. I need to try not to forget to use an E-tank if I really need it. Didn't quite need it this time. I can save it now. You can always pause, but if you have no E-tanks and you're low on energy, you can try and pause buffer through the shots. That still works. Just don't mess it up. Play it safe. You can refill weapons between each fight here. It's good to fill one at the start. I know I'm low on crash bombs, so I'm gonna grab one. I don't think I found any enemy weaknesses, really. Okay, that doesn't work. If I'm on page 2, I'll try that. It doesn't really do like a lot of damage to make it worth consuming the ammo. And Buster is a soft weakness anyway, so it's just gonna be faster. Okay, I'll fill it again, actually. Even though it's a little bit time-consuming. Alright, let's try it. Is he weak to it? He's not. Metal? No. He's a mean bubble. Oh man, what did I do last time? Did he do this to me last time? I might need an E-tank here. Walk away from this periodically, turn and shoot. Eventually you'll get him. And there you go. Alright, metal underwater can be tricky sometimes. But turning and shooting, again, will give you the, it'll make sure that, you know, the bullets don't go through his iframes. Just really quick here. Yeah, don't always... If you have E-tanks, faster just not pick that up. I shouldn't have gone for it, really. Oh, he's crash. If he's flash, sometimes you can metal blade him and get him to, like, kind of stick to the ceiling. Alright, I'm using my first E-tank here. Wow, I got a lot. So yeah, let's not be shy about it, then. Ah, got it. Okay, don't shoot him quite so low, maybe. If he's right next to you, then yeah, you can just take the large health. Okay. Well, I'll just use an E-tank if I have to. Okay, and then continue to go this way. Again, you could refill your weapons if you've been using them. Maybe you found some weapons, or sorry, some weaknesses along the way. And, again, usually a good idea to try Metal Blade. Because you can kind of... Sometimes you can bounce him at the ceiling there. I'll just fill this because I've been using it. He ended up being kind of weak to it. Oh, he ended up being really weak to it, which is great. You want to find Heat's weakness. Beautiful. Okay, I could switch to another weapon to refill there, but whatever. We just... Let's try this out. Let's try Crash Bombs because we're on page 2. No need. First form and second form aren't always going to be weak or to the same thing. But each one has a couple weaknesses. Alright. Well, it won't be Buster because first form wasn't weak to Buster. Oh, crap. Better use another E-tank. Yeah, just jump and keep pressing it. This is a good close-range melee weapon for this kind of fight. I was hoping I could pick that up at the end. I just really have to pray now that the alien is not weak to this weapon. And I greatly apologize for my cell phone that will not stop ringing. Because this would be some excellent commentary for newcomers, in my opinion. If that wasn't really being extremely annoying in the background, I greatly apologize for that. Very upset about it. But, Always follow right unless you really think you need weapons, or unless you've like already died to the boss and you need to refill your weapons. You just kind of want to gamble on whichever weapons you have, and just kind of get used to when you're supposed to jump. Your Q can actually be like the left side of the screen, or you can just kind of know how many steps it is roughly. Like you get a feel for it after a while. I'm gonna jump and then not slow down. Okay. That's a pretty cool alien. I haven't seen that yet. Always try the Buster first. Good to switch to Air Shooter. If he's weak to that, you can kill him very quickly usually. And game done. So there you have it. Oh, I guess I forgot to hit that last split. I missed one somewhere. So, that's probably the best seed I've had so far this season. Wherever it ended, like a low 30. So I feel pretty good about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for GG's. And, yeah, good luck in this year's tournament. Yeah, I feel great about that, other than, you know, not stopping the timer at the Wily machine. So yeah, it won't show... I don't think it was a PB anyway, but hey, it's kind of close. Early item 2 would have, you know, you can always save some time that way. That's why, don't, like, you know, obsess too much over what your PBs are, you know what I mean? It's easier to get a PB when the stage names are revealed, that's true. But I mean, a lot of it just kind of depends on when you get the items, you know, the utilities. What kind of, if you know, if Wall's weak to Buster, for example, you know what I mean? So, and you never know what you're gonna get. Main thing is just to like understand how to deal with things quickly and efficiently, and just kind of knowing what to try where. You know, just practice. The more seeds you do, the more you'll learn. Watch other runners. Watch the commentary. You know, especially if the commentators know what they're talking about, if they're veterans. They can provide useful commentary over races, yeah, just learn what you can about the actual game too. Like, you know, check tutorials for like speed runs, like Duckfist's tutorial, and you know, making sure to understand how to fight the bosses without special weapons. You know, how they're gonna move, and just be prepared for randomness. Alright, thanks again, and once again, good luck in this year's tournament.